Well, guys, we are here. I can not believe we made it, but I'm so glad that I did. So if you guys want to mute as you're popping on, just make sure you're muted. Amy, great to see you on. I just got done with my event with California, so I want to go live with this because I think it's important that we cater to as many people as we possibly can. And I do love having the replay on it. So I'm going to have a couple of guest stars tonight, Amy Mott and Phyllis Net Nettesheim will be joining me in a little bit on this presentation, but we're going to talk tonight about stopping the crazy cycle and helping you to become lighter and leaner and a whole lot happier. So I really put this presentation together because I wanted to cater to those people that absolutely want to be in a better place in life. You wish, you hope, you want, and you're maybe not quite there, but the desire is there. So tonight I want to help you get a little bit of faith back in yourself and show you that you can do it. It is absolutely possible. So let's get started, guys. So tonight's topic, get light and lean together. I want you to note immediately that I didn't say, let's lose weight, right? Nobody wants to lose anything. You don't want to lose a loved one. You don't want to lose your car keys, right? So we're not going to lose anything because lose speaks negative things to the mind. So we want to become light, lean, and healthy together. And that's what tonight really was about. So I am the wife of one, the mom of three, the grandma of four. I have a bachelor's degree in human relations and psychology. I am a certified weight management coach. I am a certified nutraceutical consultant, meaning I work with natural supplementation at a therapeutic level. I am a certified product specialist. I'm an entrepreneur and I am a public speaker and have the privilege often of being able to work with people across the nation. I can tell you that I know each one of you was born at some point in your life, right? We all came into this world as a beautiful, bouncing baby. And is that not the most delicious baby ever, right? Beautiful baby. And we didn't have these patterns. We didn't have the issues. We didn't have the limiting beliefs and the thought processes that we do now as adults, did we? And unfortunately, what happens is every adult at some point establishes certain limiting beliefs, or let's just call them what they are, lies. Lies that you're not good enough, lies that you're different from other people, and so you have to hide in the shame of that. Lies that love is not available to you or that you're truly unlovable. They're all lies, yet we live an entire life based on these lies. And unfortunately, many of them lead to us suppressing, repressing, stuffing emotions, hiding them behind food and other addictions. We can never get enough food because it's never enough. And sometimes it allows us to escape the pain of what's truly going on. So I want to support all of us in taking a look at how did those limiting beliefs develop and how do we transform our thoughts in order to be able to move forward and not use food or other type of addictions, whether it be carbs or sugar or whatever it might be, not using those anymore to cover, mask, or suppress and repress the true pain, the true emotion, the truth of who we are and what we feel in this life. I want to teach you that it's okay to be authentic. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to cry. And it's good to serve, and it's good to love, and it's good to give. And those things will end up being the blessing in disguise. So I wanted to share with you tonight a lot of what I've learned, a lot of the secrets that I can share with you that have helped me. And one of those secrets truly is guided meditation. I knew a long time ago that I was living my life on a lot of lies that caused me to feel a tremendous amount of shame and guilt. I went through everything from anorexia to bulimia to emotional eating to just unbelievable addiction to sugar. And I used food as my sort of pacifier to suppress and take care of everything I didn't want to reveal or feel. So I started going to YouTube a while back, and I started to understand that some of my food addiction or my emotional eating had ties to my childhood. Some of it, I would just notice like Music would have an association for me. I'd hear certain songs and it would take me back to certain emotions that would lead me to then, putting food in my mouth. So what are some of those emotional connections? And feel free to throw those things in Zoom. And I've got a few people behind the scenes like Amy, Kim, and Phyllis. Feel free to throw those things in the chat so that you can be supported by people who are behind the scenes tonight helping you out. One of the things that I noticed when I went to YouTube was, man, there's a lot. If you look at sort of, either deep states of relaxation, deep meditations, or hypnosis, you will find a lot of different guided hypnosis and meditation that will support you in your thought patterns, because we truly need to figure out what is going on with our thought patterns that's leading us to have the unhealthy habits. And once we get in tune with that and we start to feed our mind the healthy things over and over and over, because listen, you say, well, Shelley, that sounds like lying to myself. Listen, you've lived your whole life on lies. You've lived your whole life believing the lies. That's what got us here in the first place, right? So I'm going to teach you that it's okay to reprogram your mind to believe the truth. Many of us are stress eaters. Some people starve during stress. Other people, like me, eat during stress. I can tell you that I have taken all of that out of my regimen. I live my life as a healthy, holistic, wellness people lover. And that is who I've become. And the reason is I've gotten a handle on figuring out how to support myself with balance. So I want to share this with you tonight, that when you feel like your head is spinning and you're sort of physically there, but not mentally there, you're not grounded, you're not balanced. There's things we can do behind the scenes to support you from a nutritional standpoint. Part of it, though, is get out in nature, do something fun, be a kid again, get back in touch with those fun pumpkin carving, church going, uplifting music moments, earbuds in, walking the dog moments, exercising, jumping on my Bowflex. Pets are sometimes the best therapy. Just sitting with your pet and just spending some good downtime. These are ways to pull yourself away from the normal pattern that might lead you back into your food addiction or lead you back into that stress or emotional eating. One of the secrets that I've used over the years is L-glutamine powder. Now, I'm going to show you the fiber powder that I use tonight that does have L-glutamine in it. But L-glutamine is a very intensive amino acid that comes in a powder form or a pill. I would prefer the powder, but this oftentimes is enough to offset the craving, to give you enough space to be able to collect yourself and say, okay, I'm going to deep breathe here. I'm going to put on some good music and I'm going to take my dog outside and go for a walk. L-glutamine, put a little bit in your mouth and it'll suppress the cravings for sweets oftentimes. Drinking a little bit will help the digestive process. Sometimes just taking a nice warm bubble bath with some lavender and then doing a little drink of L-glutamine powder in some water and just brings it all back down. So it's going to support digestion. It's going to support some of the cravings. Now, many years ago, I started teaching a class called Transitions Lifestyle Systems. This class is and was phenomenal for hundreds and hundreds of people throughout my local area. I actually got to the point where I stepped back from it and started working more in health professional settings and started working more with other coaching type things. Well, recently I got together collaboratively with several women who we decided, you know what, it's time to take the bull by the horns and change the world, impact the world. We need to bring people with us on this journey. So we collaboratively opened up a Facebook page called Choosing Health Today. And this has ended up being a beautiful private group, 54 members on this group, quite a few people that want to be able to coach other people, quite a few people that currently are coaching other people, and a lot of people that are there for the support and the help. So this might be a starting point for you. We are right now halfway through our current 12-week class. We want to continually run consecutive 12-week classes. There's nothing wrong with you requesting via the person who invited you tonight to be part of this Facebook group. You just need to have permission for us to accept you into the group. You can listen in, you can partake. However, I do prefer, if you're going to really work the system and learn the system, it is a 12-week program. And we'd like to take you through the processes of that. When we start the class, it always starts step one with you going on to what's called tlsslim.com. Now, again, whoever invited you here tonight is going to want to send you a specific link attached to your specific email, so it's private for you. So reach out to them and say, hey, I'd like to take that weight loss profile. What this will do is it will support you in knowing where the deficiencies are in your body, how we might be able to help you with those deficiencies, and what might be a proper program for your body type, and what you're looking for in your plan to become a leaner, healthier you. So this will support you in choosing supplements and a plan that's right for you. We have a lot of people right now with Atlas Wellness over in Appleton, Wisconsin, that are going to be going through a 30-day jumpstart with Caitlin and David Beiser. I'm so proud of them for carrying this TLS Transitions Lifestyle program within their very advanced facility. So they have got a lot of people that are about to kickstart a 30-day program with them. They'll walk them through the educational piece, work exclusively with them. So again, if you're interested in that, just let us know. The biggest thing I will tell you is that when it comes to living a lean, healthy, well life, the biggest piece is following a schedule. You need to be specific about keeping the body in balance. Where we run into trouble, I think many of you could agree, is when you get too hungry. You get too hungry, and then either you're sick or you're starving. The quickest thing, and it's usually not carrots and broccoli, right? It's usually something that's going to bring that blood sugar up really quick, which is usually something that's either sugary or starchy or crunchy and salty. All of those categories typically not going to feed us nutritionally. Your body thinks it's starving when you go too long. So every 3 to 4 hours, obviously, other than when you should be fasting, which is during the night, I really believe in a really good break fast, right? Breakfast break fast was named that way because we are supposed to then break the fast. And a good fast might be anywhere from 12 to 17 hours. But a good, decent evening, from 6 to 9 would be a beautiful break and a beautiful time for your body to do nothing but rejuvenate, regenerate, detoxify, and get ready for the next day to start. Kick that metabolism in, and let's work on keeping the blood sugar regulated. You see, when the blood sugar stays at a very regulated level, the body stays in what we call a fat burning zone. So this is another one of my secrets to success. I am very, very regimented in knowing if it's been too long, I will always carry healthy snacks with me or mix up a healthy shake and keep it with me, because I want to keep something coming in that will keep my blood sugar regulated. Typically, it's going to have fat, fiber, and protein in it, not something like a high carb or high sugar, food. So I want to keep something that will balance me out. When surveyed, the number one comment that people gave us that they felt kept them on a good success plan was that they used the key preparation. This is the number one key to success. Meal prep, food prep, keeping the right foods in your house. I was thinking about this today, that I could literally run down to my kitchen any time of the day, and there's always going to be something healthy for me to grab. And there will never be anything unhealthy for me to grab. I wouldn't grab it anyway. I have really programmed my mind to be 100% a healthy eater. I do not eat sweets. I do not eat grains. I do not eat unhealthy fats. I eat clean, healthy fats, clean, healthy proteins, and clean, healthy vegetables. My body is loaded with fiber and protein in every meal and snack. That is the key. Prep. I will grill up a bunch of chicken breasts, or grill up a bunch of grass-fed burgers, or grill up a bunch of vegetables. I will make a big pot of soup. I will make up stir fries. I will freeze things. There's always a way when the will is there. So it isn't that you are a failure, and it isn't that you are at fault. It's that you simply didn't know some of the secrets to success. So what do you look for when you go out to eat? Because this is one of the biggest things I hear, especially in the states like Wisconsin, where number one entertainment happens to be food, right? Especially in the winter. What are we going to do? Go out to eat. I went out to eat last night. I went out to eat with my parents and my sister and her husband. And I had a beautiful meal of baked cod, mixed veggies, and salad bar. Delicious, delicious. Absolutely loved it. So when I look at a menu, I immediately know what I'm looking for. The healthy options are typically they will start with things like roasted, braised, steamed, grilled, broiled, pan-seared, things with olive oil and vinegar. You don't want to be dumping on your salad a bunch of disgusting salad dressing because you've ruined the whole purpose of having a clean salad. Do a little olive oil and vinegar. Bring your own healthy dressing with you, a dressing from the cooler section, not one of those dressings you're going to find up and down the aisles at, Walmart. The unhealthy things, I don't think I need to go too much into detail. You guys get it. I mean, when you know it's got dressings and bacon and croutons and it's breaded or it's fried or it's buttery or it's, these aren't healthy things. These aren't going to bring nutrition into the body. This isn't going to be fuel for the body. One of the things I always do is I always have a shake before I go out to eat. You don't want to enter the dining room with a empty stomach and a starving attitude, right? So I'll have a shake so that I'm bringing fiber and protein in. So when it comes to exercise, people are often saying, when do you think is the best time to exercise? Hey, listen, if you're exercising, first of all, I applaud you because at least you're exercising, right? But I will tell you, mentally and for a metabolism's sake, the best time to exercise is first thing of the day. You want to pull from the reserves. You want to burn up the fat that's on your body, right? So you don't want to necessarily take your antioxidants before you work out, and you don't want to eat a big meal before you work out. So this is how I do my workout. So it's either my lateral X Bowflex, it might be a nice power walk. It might be a great video that I find on YouTube. And I do like, the low impact type workouts now. I went 11 years of teaching fitness kickboxing. I beat the heck out of my body. And so I'm being very smart because you guys know exercise can cause the body stress, and you can actually gain weight and retain water as a result of it. So I'm very, very intelligent with my workouts, making sure they're hard enough, challenging enough, but really they help me to maintain sanity, balance in my body, kick my metabolism up. But I turn 2 YouTube channels on at the same time. I like Christian Hits workout music, that I crank up, and then I will watch and turn down the volume on my low impact exercise. I really think back to when my life changed and when I became sort of this person that just looked at life from the standpoint of finding balance, having certain habits and rituals that support the standard I've set for myself. I have a true identity now as becoming somebody extraordinary, somebody that can actually live this life and show others it can be done. So I had to recode myself. But see, we all start out in the same place, right? We come into this world, beautiful bouncing baby, and we live within that little world, and that's our culture. And then all of a sudden, you leave home and it's like, wait a minute, there's this sort of awakening to what's out there. And sometimes that's good and sometimes it's bad, but we all go through that phase. And then we come to this place of recoding, reprogramming, rewiring. And then we realize, you know what? I am of value. I do have worth. And I want to give that back to other people. And that's when you become a transitions lifestyle coach. That's when you become a person that can feed into the lives of others. I really believe leaders are readers, they're feeders, they're seeders, and they're breeders. They breed new leaders. And that is really the process of replication and duplication. And I think that's so important. When I have conversations with people, like for those of you that are on here with us tonight, think about it. There's a reason that you have either an addiction to food, you're an emotional eater, you're a stress eater, you're just overweight. You're that person that says, every time I see food, I have to eat something. And, oh, it just looks so delicious. I just have to have it. And I can't look at that dessert bar and not have a dessert. Or actually, yes, you can. But what the truth behind that thought process is that you have some sort of a role, function, purpose, or intention within yourself to why you believe that you can't walk past a dessert table without taking one, that you can't go to a wedding without having the cake, that in spite of the inflammatory response that happens in your body, the pain that you feel, the regret you have the next day, you still are going to go out to eat and eat the worst thing on the menu. Why is it? It serves some sort of purpose. This is the point at which I would say you need to reach out to me and we need to have a conversation about this, because we've got to dig a little bit deeper and figure out what function food is playing in your life. It's either prioritizing you, telling you that you're important. It's protecting you from maybe something that's happened in your life and you feel you need to have a couple extra layers. Maybe you don't want to be attractive to others, or it's punishing you. And that might be one of those self-sabotaging, punishing sort of emotions that came as a result of what you believed from childhood trauma. So there's a lot that food does in our life. And oftentimes I see people that I feel like maybe as a child you were deprived. Maybe you grew up in a family that there was never enough food to feed the family. So it was feast or famine. Maybe you grew up in a family where you were told you have to empty your plate or else. So you continue to have that belief. Sometimes there are genetic expressions within the body. And this is something that you could, again, reach out and I'll put you in contact with a health professional who can get you a DNA screening analysis that can support you in seeing, do you have the expressions for obesity, for overeating? Do you have the expression within your genetic makeup for heart disease and diabetes? And if you do, that doesn't mean you're going to have those things. I cannot stand it when people go, oh my gosh, my mom had this, my dad had this, so I'm going to have it. That is absolutely not true. You may have the genetic expression for it. However, the reason we do testing is so that we can reverse that. We can set you up with the proper nutrition, supplementation, and lifestyle to combat that. Because what we are about is supporting you nutritionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, organizationally, family, occupationally, and generally speaking, to bring the body back to homeostasis, to being in balance, both mentally and physically. But you see, everybody thinks when we talk about stress, that stress is just emotional. That is absolutely not true. Stress can come from your occupation. Stress can come from exercise. Stress can come from family situations. Stress can come from your past. Stress can come from the food you're eating, with the ups and downs of that, right? So our goal is to bring your body back into balance. When we work with you, it's all about teaching and educating you. I thought it would be fun to throw a little bit of this in here, because we have classes every week where we're working to educate you. And when we come on as a coach to educate you, we actually have videos, workbooks, worksheets that you'll be working through. So I thought it'd be fun to share a little bit of this with you tonight. So this particular educational piece was about how to read a label, because I look at all the diets out there. Who wants a diet? They don't work. They're nothing but temporary. It's a temporary fix for a permanent problem. You will never be successful in a diet, because diets are trends, they're fads, they're never going to stay. It's not longevity, it's not stability. I'm sorry, but 98% of diets fail. So we want you to adapt to a lifestyle. So we want to teach you how to eat real food, how to read a label. So when you look at a label, you want to look at the fats, the carbs, the proteins, the ingredients, the percent of daily value, how much is a serving. You want to look at the fats that are listed. Fat is good. I eat an avocado every day. Some people think even eating an avocado is going to make them heavy. Eating an avocado is brilliant in your day. That's a good fat. But you don't want those disgusting saturated or trans fats. Those are the fats that are going to cause issue. I'm not a big be concerned about the fat unless you're eating those type of trans fats, hydrogenated fats, saturated fats. Other than that, I'm really a big proponent of good healthy fat. So when you look at a label, if you see trans fat or hydrogenated oils or saturated fat, keep that 25% or less for serving. When you look at saturated fats, naturally, they're going to be in meat and dairy products and processed foods. It just is the way it is. So we want to get more of those mono unsaturated or poly unsaturated. So no hydrogenated oils, no trans fats. When you look at carbohydrates on a label, what are the things that are on the label that are going to be naturally carbohydrates? Fiber, sugar, other carbohydrates that are listed, sugar alcohols, if any, However, it's not necessarily the total carbs you're looking at. You're looking at the net carbs because we want to see what's going to impact the blood sugar. So how you figure that is you take the total carbs on the label, then you minus off the fiber, the sugar alcohols, and the glycerin. That gives you total carbohydrates for the intake of that food. That's going to clue us in to what it's going to do to your blood sugar. And remember, we want to stay regulated. So you want to keep the carbohydrates low. You want to keep lots of fiber and plenty of protein. Protein is going to support your muscle mass. Muscle dictates metabolism. Muscle dictates metabolism. Fiber is going to be supportive of good health, good gut, and it's going to fill you up. For men and women, when you're looking at living a healthy lifestyle, most women are deficient in the protein they bring in. Women, you need to eat protein in every meal and every snack. Stop thinking that it's not okay to eat meat. Men, you usually believe it's okay to eat meat, but you tend to pile on top of your meat lots of icky stuff, right? So clean, lean, I do all grass-fed and free range, meat, egg whites, poultry without the skin. Some of the things that you really, really want to use caution with when you're looking at a label, guys, high fructose corn syrup, brown rice syrup, molasses, cane juice. I mean, just look at it, right? These are all things that are not going to fuel and feed the body well. So why on God's earth even put them in the body? Some of my secrets to success. PB2. So if you know that you want to eat your peanut butter as one of your fats throughout the day, because I like to have some good healthy fats in there, but typically for me, I'm going to have almonds, I'm going to have avocados, I'm going to have olives, I'm going to have olive oil, I'm going to have avocado oil, grapeseed oil. So those are where I typically get my fats. So instead of using the peanut butter as a fat, oftentimes I'll get the powder, the PB2, and I like to have that in my shakes. Fiber powder is key. We're going to talk about, in my opinion, the best fiber powder out there. Water, 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 water. You need lots of water. Water with vinegar. I just finished right before this event. I finished a great big glass full of apple cider vinegar, real apple cider vinegar mixed with what? Now, it was about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, guys. I did not drink a glass of apple cider vinegar. My guts would be ripped up right now. But I put that in a big glass of water and I drink that down, cleansing me. I drink hot water with lemon every day. Every time I go out to eat, I order hot water with lemon to support my lymphatic system. I drink Trim Cafe and Trim Tea. Trim Cafe and Trim Tea are wonderful supporting the body with cholesterol levels, supporting the body with satiety, helping regulate blood sugar levels. They come in little packets and you can just throw them in hot water and it tastes like delicious black tea or delicious black organic coffee. So wonderful. This is my secret to baking, to sauces, to anything. Guys, you can put, please write this down. You can put this fiber powder because it's got a little bit of a sweetness to it. It's sweetened with stevia, a little bit of a sweetness, but you can put this fiber powder in everything. You can put it in your coffee. You can put it in your baked goods. You can put it in your sauces. When my grandkids come over and we bake a cake, we bake with almond flour, coconut flour. We put my protein powder in there from my protein shakes. We put this fiber powder in there and they don't know the difference. It tastes delicious and oftentimes we'll sweeten with stevia or sorbet or something like that. But guys, protein and fiber in every meal makes losing weight no big deal. I'm telling you, you are not at fault. You just didn't know. This is an essential product. This is my number one. We call it NutriClean because it comes loaded with both types of fiber, probiotic blend, L-glutamine. It's all in here. This is going to cleanse the colon, support the bowels, bring in good nutrients. It's going to help relieve the constipation, give you bowel regularity. It's going to bring beneficial bacteria in, good fuel for the cells in the small intestine, supports the function of the intestine, overall good health. This is a very, very essential glutamine and probiotic fiber powder. This is the one you want, guys. Bake with it, cook with it, throw it in everything, put it in your coffee. Fiber and powder, fiber and protein, fiber and protein. Now, you say, but Shelly, social events, dining out, the holidays are coming up. We're going on vacation. There's a wedding. So what? So what? When you make the decision to become a light, lean, fat-burning machine. It doesn't matter. I go to weddings. I host holiday parties. I go to social events. You know the difference? I've made a decision. That's the difference. Now, some of you, you don't have a triggered response. Some of you, you know, you can have, you know, one piece of pie and you won't eat another piece of pie for a month. That wasn't me. I was the emotional eater. I was the stress eater. I was the one that would want to finish that whole pie because to me that meant failure. You see, that's a lie. That's a limiting belief. That's a program belief. The thing that these all have in common is that every one of us has these things in our life. The only thing that's different is some people have done the work to make the decision to become leaner, lighter, and healthier, and other people are not quite there yet. That's what tonight is about. Tonight is to help you be in the process of. Tonight is about introducing ourselves to you so that we can help you, so that you know there's a safe place that you can reach out to. We can help. We're living this life with you guys. Gluten, grains, dairy, nuts, sugar. Choose your poison. Choose your poison. None of these serves a purpose. Now, some of the nuts are fine. Other nuts are nothing but acidity. Some of them are going to have like peanuts. Oftentimes, you're going to cause inflammation. You're going to have an allergic response. There could be mold as a result of some of the processing. So nuts aren't all bad, but I'm telling you guys, if you live your life and you absolutely believe like you have to have these things, in my opinion, that is a program pattern and limiting belief. So you have to decide, do you want to keep bringing the poison in or do you want to break free of the addiction, the emotional eating, the binging, the purging, the starving, the calorie restricting, the self-abusive, self-sabotaging diet that you continue to go on and off, on and off, on and off, and you live your whole life on this roller coaster ride, only hurting your metabolism even more. We want to get you off the roller coaster ride. Guys, I can tell you that if these things are happening, there is a very good chance we need to go above and beyond just teaching you how to read a label, how to balance out your macronutrients and your micronutrients, and how to teach you how to be in a healthy lifestyle. There's a lot more where this comes from. And you may need to reach out to somebody who is a life coach like Kim Rayner, a holistic mental health therapist like Tina Wonke, or somebody out there that can truly help you break free of the addiction. This is something that I am working very hard right now on achieving, is to support you with being able to help you to understand where some of these addictions and emotional behaviors came from and how we can support you in rewiring and reprogramming. So as I introduce this piece, I'm going to ask a couple of my friends and women that I love that are both on their own journey of walking this walk with me. Amy Mott, she and her husband Matt, and then Phyllis Nedesheim. And both of these gals are working right now with me collaboratively. Phyllis has been a client of our TLS program, Transitions Lifestyle, and has a really, really beautiful story as we've watched her go through this journey. And Amy and Matt also have a tremendous story. So if you guys want to join me on the Zoom tonight, so pray, follow through, no excuses, guys. You have to be able to picture it. You have to be able to picture yourself going from the left to the right. The words you say to yourself, the pictures that you have in your mind are what's going to dictate how well you do. You know, and I'm sure Amy and Phyllis, you would both agree with me when I say God gave us this beautiful, precious temple. And so often, you know, because of some of the issues we faced in our lives, we end up abusing this temple. And I looked at this and I thought, you know, I'm going to believe that I can be the slender body and I'm not going to abuse my body anymore. I was given this temple to treat it well. So Amy, if you would share first a little bit about you and Matt and how this journey has been working for you.
Yeah, thanks, Shelly. Great job. Thanks for having me. So Matt and I committed to a healthier lifestyle about March of this year, and right away with the supplements, and definitely healthy lifestyle, definitely healthy eating, like they go together. And then learning more about TLS, we were feeling better. We had better energy, less pain. But I asked Matt tonight, like, what did learning and living this lifestyle do for you, or what is it doing? And he said, I have less depression, and the supplements are a huge part, but then tied with the healthy eating. He said, like, today I put wood into, like, we have a wood fireplace. So I grabbed wood, brought it into the garage from outside. He's like, I wouldn't have done that normally. So getting off the couch and getting more stuff done, it's always a process with depression, but he's noticed it. Like, that's huge. It's not me pointing it out. But the accountability and education has been spectacular. I can't even stress that enough. I'm sure Phyllis will say the same thing, but to have people.
You guys have lost, the two of you together. I mean, that's what's beautiful about you and Matt, Amy, is that you've done this together. You've lost a lot of inches and a lot of pounds together.
Yeah, so Matt's about 50. I don't know. I haven't asked him lately. I'm about 30, and we had some crazy stuff this year. So, but I said 30 pounds to the chiropractor. He's like, that's amazing.
80 pounds together. Think of that. 80 pounds together. That's like a small human.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, I nanny, and so I'm like, I lost the babies. This baby I'm carrying, I lost this weight. Now I have to carry my weight, basically.
That's the beauty of it, though, Amy. It's like, it's been an incredible journey watching both of you. And I can see exactly what you're saying. A lot of it is the mental health as well that comes along with it. So I'm just so proud of you guys. And I'm also very proud to say that Amy is a coach with Transitions Lifestyle Systems and becoming better and better. And we've been able to be alongside of her as she's put together an incredible program. So I can't say enough about what you've done for us, Amy. So I want to definitely express my gratitude for everything that you've done to help all of us as we're helping other people.
Thank you. Can I just say one more thing really quick?
Yeah.
The cravings is huge. And so our supplements, along with education, what Shelly was talking about, getting to the root of our issues is so, so key. And I have my own, I binged, I'm addicted to sugar and other stuff. So it's a work in progress, but without this group, it would not have brought me to getting past. I'm good with the physical when I clean up my diet, but that emotional will always follow if it doesn't get fixed.
Amen.
Care of. So I'm working on that hard right now, and this group helps. The mindset you said is huge.
You got it. You got it, Amy. Absolutely, 100%. So guys, reach out to Amy. I mean, she loves to be able to share and serve, and she is somebody you can trust that whatever you share with her will stay with her. So feel free to reach out. And then Phyllis, I'd like to invite you as well. Phyllis, you are quite spectacular as we're watching you. We're all noticing it. We see Phyllis through Zoom, but sometimes when you see yourself in the mirror, you don't realize all the changes. But Phyllis, what would you say, if you were to share with the people that are listening tonight, what would you say is the most remarkable thing that you've noticed within yourself over the past, say, 18 weeks?
I think it's the most remarkable thing for me is my commitment to self-care. And it's like what Amy was saying is that is happening because of the support of this group.
Yes. And Phyllis, you've done well too. I mean, you're a lot lighter than you were when I first met you. How much lighter would you say, or how many inches do you think have disappeared?
Well, I've been doing this for about 20 weeks, and now I'm about 21 pounds down and similar in inches.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's perfect, Phyllis. And I'm glad that you shared that, because I want everyone to understand that inches and pounds, when they go together, you know what that proves to me? You're losing fat and not muscle. And most diets out there, because this is not a diet, I want to be clear on that. We're not encouraging people to go on diets, but I can tell you that most diets, Phyllis, people are losing their muscle and they just end up fattier. And when they gain weight back, it comes back on fattier. And look at you and Amy, You girls have become lighter, leaner because you are fat burning machines. So I thank you both for being on with me tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you both.
You're
Thanks, Shelley.
welcome.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about hormone imbalance, because this is one of the key things that women come to us with, right? We're all at different seasons and different challenges. And this has been a new challenge for me in the last couple of years as I've moved into menopause in my life. Just being able to balance out the hormones. You get the hot flashes. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is how crazy I can be. So I decided that every time I get a hot flash, I just say to myself, and I tell myself, man, you just burned 100 more calories. So every time my body heats up, it's 100 more calories. And there's no truth to that, but there could be. But in my mind, that's what I see. So hormone imbalance can be supported with 3 wonderful products: Feminine, Bliss, and Axe. Feminine, Bliss, and Axe. So Feminine is great for balancing out, supporting female hormones. I can tell you we have a brand new isotonic sexual health product that will help women who might be experiencing some more difficulty as they're moving into their change of life with that aspect. Bliss and Axe are both adaptogens. They're herbal formulations. So rather than medicating ourselves, we're using an herbal adaptogen to support our adrenals, our cortisol, our dopamine, our serotonin, our thyroid, and the stress that we have. So this dude, right? This would be a guy that's got a little bit of a cortisol imbalance. Okay. He's very proud of his belly. And yes, I know that I'm probably not supposed to be using this photo, but I couldn't help it. It's so good because we get this spare tire syndrome, don't we? Where we get this middle section. Guys, that tells me that you're undergoing too much stress. So we need to talk about the stress, but I got to admit, he's done a good job with the tattoos. So one of the things I'll recommend when you're first starting to really make the decision that you want to be healthy, detox. Detox is key, psychologically and physically and physiologically. Detox is key. And we actually use a detoxification system, and alongside of it, we do the healthy eating. Do a 7-day cleansing system. This system is going to support the body in cleaning out the colon, supporting the liver in cleaning, right? That liver's been working our whole life. It's supposed to filter everything, and yet we don't even clean it up. So we're going to clean up the liver, clean up the colon. We're going to get some of the sludge that's stuck in the bacteria and the sludge stuck in, going to get that cleaned up. So this is an excellent detoxification cleansing system. It's only 7 days, right? We can do anything for 7 days. And then we have a family of supplements that will accelerate people's results. People say, oh gosh, do I have to take a pill? You don't have to, but you'll probably want to, right? Why would you not? If it was science-based, clinically evidenced, why on God's earth would you not support the body? Listen, we've all been there where we're listening to the infomercial and they're like, oh, look at me, I'm so slim and this product did it for me, and we pull out our credit card and we buy the junk, and all it is junk. We get it, it doesn't do anything. What you're looking at in front of you, you can take that weight loss profile that I talked about on tlsslim.com, and it will direct you to what the key things are that your body needs based on your specific questions that you're answering, so the responses that you're giving. So Core is a standalone product. Core is one of those going to help inhibit carbohydrates and fats and assist the body so that you're not uptaking all of that excess and it's not converting into fat. The V6 is going to be a great product for thermogenesis, turning those calories into heat a lot faster. The TLS green coffee is going to be one of those products that doesn't have the caffeine, but works exclusively with the liver to support the body, again, in balancing out blood sugar. The CLA is going to help with that little extra 10 pounds, that stubborn belly fat that you're working on dropping off, and works very good if you're working out physically. The Axe is going to be adrenal cortisol. This is the adaptogen thyroid support formula. So those people that believe you might have a slowing thyroid, which happens after age 35, right? This is one of my favorite products. And second to that would be my Trim Cafe. I am in love with my Trim Cafe. In fact, another secret tip I'll give you guys tonight, I pour that Trim Cafe into my cookies and cream TLS shake. Delicious. So that's another tip of the night. Man, I'm full of them tonight. Some of my food hacks. Oh my gosh, you guys, right at Walmart. I mean, any store, you can go to the nutrition section, but right at Walmart, they've got all these wonderful sugar-free, barbecue sauces and sweet chili sauces, because I get it. You want flavor, you want variety. And You know, Beth Ann is one of the other gals that I'm just have fallen in love with, and she's just remarkable within our class. And I turned her on to the Quest protein chips, the Quest peanut butter bars. I mean, these are 1 gram of sugar, people, right? So super low carb and good healthy fat. And that is sort of my go-to food hack. The large yeast flakes instead of butter, ghee instead of butter, liquid aminos instead of soy sauces with all the sodium and the salt in there. For those people, especially gluten sensitive, we don't want the soy because there's gluten in soy. So liquid aminos. So there's a lot of food hacks that we have, but these are some of my favorites along with the PB2 and the protein powder and the fiber powder. Listen, guys, as we close out this evening, I want to just say to you, there is no such thing as trying. So eliminate that word. No more I can't. No more I gotta. No more I should. No more I'm losing. No more I'm trying. I'm either doing it or I'm not. Let's stop playing games with ourselves, right? We're playing games. We justify things, you know, oh, I'll just have one, or oh, tomorrow I'll be, you know, I'll start over. Just knock it off. You know it's a game. You know you're playing that game, right? I really believe that it's never the conditions that we're facing in our life. You know, I spent the last year really traveling a ton every week. I was gone 90% of my days for about an 8-month period with my parents, loving them and being with them as they're going through their walk with cancer. And then my dad with a really horrific accident. And I was still there, you know, the last 4 days. I love being with them. I love supporting them. But, you know, through all of that, the one decision I made is this condition, the life that we're living right now, is not going to dictate anything or compromise anything within the decisions I've made. I have made a decision that I exercise. I've made a decision that I'm a healthy eater, that I am a person who meditates and prays every day, and that I live in balance and I bring myself back in balance. You know, I'm very faith-filled, and I truly believe faith over fear. You know, there's that song that says, God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. But there's a kind of love that only God knows, and God knows the real you. And I truly believe that God knows our heart. He knows our desires. He knows that we have faith. We have to trust him. And sometimes you just have to call out his name, and he will provide. And more than anything, as I've gone through this last 8 months with my parents in their situation, I have become 20 pounds lighter. And I am doing very, very well. I meditate, I pray, I exercise, I eat well. I take all my healthy foods. Every time I travel, I pack up my cooler, I take healthy foods, and I bring my dog along. I go for walks with my dog. So you see, it isn't my conditions that are going to dictate, it's my decisions that are going to dictate the outcome and the results I have. So as we close out this evening, I just want to say thank you for being here with me tonight. It is truly an honor, a privilege, a pleasure to be with you. I love doing events like this so that I can impact lives all over the world and share this out with people. Book your complimentary consultation. I am available to set that up. Of course, that's always complimentary. Send your email to the person who invited you. They're going to give you a discount code for 10 to 15% off any supplements that you decide to take as a result of your weight loss profile. Make sure they have your email so they can send you a specific link to the weight loss profile. Give yourself a gigantic hug tonight. Speak good things to yourself, picture wonderful things to yourself, and you can find me, my website at shellybo.com. So thank you everybody for being with me tonight. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Amy. And I will talk to everyone very soon. Bye-bye.